Good evening, good people, and welcome to another episode of Tea Time with Tacoma Maria. And I am your host, Tacoma Maria, joined as always by my lovely, lovely, lovely co-host, Mr. Lovely Tyrone. What's up, T? No, you're not T. You're Ty.
Ty. And
What's up, Ty?
I'm feeling lovely today.
You're feeling lovely?
Yes,
You
yes.
are lovely. You're so lovely.
And if anybody's out there listening, keep my wife's name out of your mouth. Yeah.
Can I just say I love Tay Diggs? Man, listen, I have watched that TikTok 11 times.
He's
I
silly.
can't stop.
He is so funny for that.
So he's so extra.
Yeah.
He just is so, first of all of his TikTok stuff is ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
who let him
Right.
get an app, get the TikTok
he
app?
He needs to be out in the public more talking some stuff,
oh my
man.
gosh, hilarious.
Yes.
Keep my wife's name. And then he added a little extra on the expletive.
Yeah.
Because Will didn't say the M word. He didn't say the MF. He said the F.
Yeah, he just said the F.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That was almost like white man anger.
Right. But then when
you
he
hear
went
me,
like
buddy?
this.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, keep my wife's name.
Man, oh man. So yeah, we'll get back to that in a second. How was your weekend?
Weekend was pretty good, man. Sunday just took everything. Like, I was going to sleep and somebody sent me the clip. I got right out of bed and I was up all night, like, writing. Like, oh my gosh.
A comedian's paradise.
Yes,
like a
yes.
comedian's dream.
Oh my gosh.
I can just imagine.
Yeah, and
I
there's going to be
can
some shows this week. I imagine every comedian is going to be at the clubs to get
Oh
this
yeah,
jokes
like
off.
everybody is talking about it, and I partially didn't want to, but then the bigger issue, like, okay, he did what he did. That's not even my, whatever. But so I didn't want to just because that's what everybody's talking about.
Right.
But there's more of a story, more of a discussion, I think, to be had.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was crazy. I wasn't even watching
Yeah.
because I'm kind of over award shows at
All
this
of 'em.
point. Like,
I want to see the people I want to see, but I'm going to check the recap afterwards.
I was online doing something else and something popped up talking about a brawl. I had no idea what it was. So then, of course, click on it. And then I'm like, hell no, he didn't.
Yeah.
So then I watched the clip and, man,
Look at him. Brawl
turn
is nice.
into it at the at the same time.
Brawl is nice. That was a pumpkin.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that was.
Look, poor Chris Rock. He can't say Jada Kiss. He can't say Jada Youngin.
He can't say
Jada Nightwing. Anybody with J.
Right, he just better not.
His face just swell up automatically when he say it.
Like, oh.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
But how many? Like, I was reading some comments, people saying, "Oh, it couldn't be real. He didn't even grab his face." I mean, the shock and stun was all over. Written all over your face.
So what I peeped, right? Like, when it first happened, I saw Chris Rock leg drop back, like he was about to return fire.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, I got to pay attention.
Yeah, watch it. But he was like,
You sure it
I'm
wasn't
at-
a stumble? You sure
No,
it wasn't him
Chris,
catching
Chris
himself?
Rock he took the hit solid, and it seemed
I
like
gotta
he was
watch
like,
for
it was
that
like
stuff.
pap, and I seen the leg, the guy when he opened up like this.
Oh,
and then he was
I gotta
he was
play it again.
Oh, the Oscars.
I gotta play it again.
Will Smith just smacked me.
It was so awkward. It was like insanely. It just felt so. Like the aftermath of it,
Yeah.
where he just didn't quite know what to say, and then he messed up his line because,
he's got a concussion.
Man,
His thoughts were swirling around.
He slapped the dog fool out that.
And it was low. He came from.
Yeah, he did. He came from West Philly.
Yeah, right.
That's where he came from.
You could tell Will been training as a tennis coach because he put the top spin. He put the top spin on that nigga head. Oh, 16 love on your face.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, Richard Williams came out of him, didn't it?
And you guys, we're getting all the sillies out because we got something serious to talk about. But
Yeah,
it
I'm
was
sorry. Whew, okay, yeah,
mess.
that was just thinking back, right. So my weekend was cool.
Yes.
Yeah, my weekend was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything eventful? Just.
No, I didn't go anywhere.
I hear you, right. Look, me neither.
I didn't go anywhere. I went to the mall. Yeah, that's what I did. pretty much. Yeah, no, it was cool. It was fine. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I had a real proud moment. It was the week after my daughter's birthday. This weekend. It was the week after, and I had 3 of my exes at the house, all in harmony. It was a beautiful thing. Celebrating my baby.
Really? Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
That's really good.
It was nice, man. Y'all run a
And
tight
which one
ship.
of them did you pick?
None of them.
Really?
I know how all these movies end.
You really did it?
You really didn't, yeah.
Wow, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, thanks.
Wow.
It's not just everything, you know. For me, somebody got a history. I'm like, nope, it's a bad idea.
I already know that ain't no good. That don't matter because you do bad ideas. Remember, I got stood up for a bad idea.
Ooh.
Oh, yep.
Ooh. And you know what? It wasn't a bad idea at the time, but it definitely was a bad idea, and I apologize. It definitely was.
Yeah, oh yeah, I knew it was.
She said, "Nigga, you going for some rehash?" I know.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
I'm a slave.
you
to
just
my,
went where you knew you was gonna get
I'm
something.
a slave to my habits. Right.
You said shit. Calm, man.
We go out. I leave frustrated.
Hey, I'm just, hey, whatever.
Don't have me looking at stuff all day. No.
I mean,
Yeah, but no.
so at least you got what you were after.
Yes, and you were right. So
Yeah, I mean, I know. I know.
I don't even like telling you
And
that.
you're
'cause
welcome because I was right.
Man.
I mean, I generally am.
I mean, yes.
Oftentimes.
And look, from anybody out there, keep Tacoma's name out your fucking mouth. All right.
Right. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So anyway, we got some stuff to talk about.
We do.
So as I was thinking about, and that was only Sunday, today is just Tuesday. So anyway, as I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, of course, this was the glaringly obvious thing to talk about because who's not talking about it?
Right.
And how can you not? I mean, it's just, even when you move away from it, you keep coming back to it because it's just
So unexpected.
who does that at the Oscars?
Right.
Like, who shows all of that ass at the Oscars? Like, who does it?
Man, I don't even think it affects the culture. Because, like, Will Smith is big enough to where he's a movie star. He's not a black movie star.
Exactly.
Same
right.
thing with Chris Rock.
Yeah,
He's
crossover.
He's a
Yeah,
comedian.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. A friend of mine sent me a text that on Monday, saying like it was a tarnish and his career, blah, blah, blah. I was like, nah, because first of all, he's huge. He's larger than life. People love him. Second of all, he's still riding the sympathy train from the whole August Alsina entanglement situation.
Yes.
And I'll reserve some of my other comments, but yeah, so
Yeah.
it's not going to. He was saying how it set the race back, and I'm like, no, not at all.
Look, I don't think Chris
not at
Rock
all.
lost any respect. I don't think Will Smith gained any respect.
Yeah, I think.
I'm sorry. Except for to Jada. I think, that helped them out, probably, which was his goal. I think that.
I don't even know, and I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't. So we all saw it, right? I wish we could see the other camera angles. I wish there was some camera that caught whatever they were doing. But what we did see was the joke being we heard the joke being delivered and saw him cracking the hell up.
Right.
That's
right.
what we
He was
saw.
like, ha, ha, ha.
We saw him laughing.
No.
And we didn't really even see him react to her. We saw him laughing, and then so now we're back at looking at Chris, and we see how Chris is reacting.
Uh-oh.
So we recognize that something happened down there.
Yeah.
But I think it was obviously, and we saw her. We saw her roll her eyes, and obviously she didn't appreciate it. So in that off time when they panned away, I mean, she probably said something to him about not, or
But I don't think
he
she
paid
did.
attention to her
I think
reaction.
I think he saw her and
Somewhere I was reading, something said, like somebody that was there, they were doing a thing. They said she leaned over to him. So that's why I say that, because they said after that happened, because it was off camera, so obviously we couldn't see it.
she
But
said, "We'll fix it."
but she leaned into him, and then that's when the whole situation ensued.
Yeah.
But I think that, and it's funny, I have a group text with my siblings. It took for somebody who has a real blog, I guess, to say what I said from the beginning, but just the fact that I think it was pure emotion. First of all, you don't plan anything like that. How could you? It happens in the moment. But I think he's probably still reeling from, at least dealing with that situation. I don't give a damn how open your marriage is. I don't give a hell. Like, this is the woman that you love, and your lightweight maybe kind of embarrassed me. Our kid's friend? Like, what? Come on now.
Listen,
like, dude.
My argument on that, Will, in his book, I got another quote from his book too, but he was saying that he was having so much sex and it didn't agree with his spirit that he was nauseous thinking about it, right? Now, I don't know how much sex that is, but look, none of them said nothing. Had all this sex, you know.
Right.
Meanwhile, Jada went and got the mentally unstable, emotional dude
who came for help.
Look, but it was Jaden's friend. He was around the house. This was a proximity choice. You didn't think about your man's brand.
No,
you know, we'll probably be messing with chicks that don't speak English.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To keep his rights protected.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And you didn't think enough to mess around with somebody that you could do the same in kind.
But he's here right now. You know?
And he's unstable. Like, what makes you think he ain't gonna open his mouth and say something?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Definitely.
Like, listen to his. You ever heard his songs? Like,
yeah, I told you, look, the interview he did, he was looking like Khalees on the "I Hate You So Much Right Now" video.
Oh God.
I hate Jada. Will.
Stop. And by no means are we making fun of mental health issues. You know, that's no.
I'm making fun of sucker attacks. August had a sucker attack. Will had a sucker attack.
Yeah.
And you know, but his intention was good. He wanted to
defend his wife's honor. Yeah, defend his wife's honor. But I think it was more than his wife's honor. I think a lot of it was his own. And that's where I was going with this, is I think that because he's likely still reeling from dealing with this, that's not just going to go away overnight. I don't care how many red table talks you have, you know, how many books you write, how much, it's not going to go away overnight. He was humiliated publicly, and didn't really, I mean, it happened, you know, it happened, and he's just kind of out there. And now there's this moment where somebody tries to publicly humiliate you, your wife, whatever. Oh, you about to get it. You about to get it because I did not. I was emasculated in front of the entire world. But I'll be damned if I'm going to be emasculated again.
Yeah, Will caught the slaps for everybody since the entanglement. You know, like everybody talking stuff since the entanglement.
Yeah, like,
Chris caught all those.
Yeah, he absolutely caught it. So I think it was emotion, you know, off of that, and just, oh no, first of all, you talking trash about my wife. Second, and we don't know how, we know the face that she puts on, you know, dealing with this thing, but women and their hair, black women and their hair, I don't give a damn how short she would always wear it, extremely connected.
Yeah.
So it is, our hair is so much our identity a lot of times. So I can only imagine what she's going through behind closed doors.
I didn't really consider that part, because I was thinking, you know, Jada's been beautiful and bald since like the 90s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought she had made her peace with it. You know what I'm saying?
But it's so different when it's a choice. Like, it was a choice for her to either grow her hair down, you know, to her butt, or have it super, super short. Like, that was a choice. But when and obviously shaving it all off was a choice, because when you have alopecia, you know, the way that it comes out normally is not just all the hair follicles at one time.
Yeah.
But
Patches.
I dealt with that. Oh my God.
Alopecia?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know, because it was in the back of my head. I had gone to a new hairdresser, and I think she was coloring my hair. And before she started, you know, she's just combing, and I had a short cut at the time. And before she started, she's just combing through it, and she's like, and she got real, did you know? And I'm like, what's going on?
Right.
You know, she's still standing behind me. She said, there's something going on back there. Here, I'm going to give you a mirror, and you can go in the bathroom and look. So I go, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I go in the bathroom and look, and it's this, I don't know, patch about this big that is smooth as a baby's butt.
Wow.
I mean, ain't a lick of hair anywhere. Perfectly circular, smooth.
Yeah.
So I'm like devastated, because first of all, how long has this been there?
Right. Nobody said nothing.
Yeah, nobody I know you saw it. So, you know, I come back out, and I'm trying to act like it's okay. And, you know, we proceed with what I was there for. She colored my hair and all of that. But I just truly felt some kind of way, because I'm thinking, is it going to be my whole head? what's going to happen?
If I'm not mistaken, alopecia, that's a autoimmune disease also.
Right. And I have a
Right.
few. So, yeah. So I'm like, oh Lord, now on top of everything else, my hair gonna fall out.
That's right.
Oh, but and it was noticeable because some of my coworkers, sometimes when they pass by me, like the older ladies who, they want you to be together.
Mm-hmm.
So this, one of my coworkers, she'd be like, just move the
Maybe you
hair
should wear
back.
some high collars.
No, she just, just put the strands over it. And it eventually did grow back. But now that I know that happened to me before, it's kind of like, okay, well.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how she's feeling and dealing. The public face, I'm sure we're not getting the entirety of how she really feels about it. So he's defending his honor and hers. I really don't think it was all just about her. I really, quite frankly, feel like it was more about him.
Oh, I thought so too. Like his insecurity in his book, he was saying like about his mom getting abused, and he grew up feeling like a coward because he never stood up for his mom.
Right.
And that's 9-year-old Will. And then you got like, they've been calling him corny when he was rapping.
Yeah.
He's never been fully respected by the black community.
Never.
For being honest.
Yeah. No, he
And it was
hasn't.
just like, all right, that's it.
Yeah. Right.
Now.
Did you have to say that's it like that though?
Yeah, that's
That's
it.
it.
That's it.
That's it now.
For real.
You're silly. No.
No,
but yeah.
but yeah, and I think
I think enough was enough, and he just kind of had a moment of, we all have moments where we kind of snap, and you're just like, oh shit, no.
yeah, and I feel some type of way about how Jada's been playing her hand. Like, I don't feel like she doesn't protect him the same way, but
No, she doesn't.
Will's drew his line in the sand. I'm with my wife for better or worse.
Right. It got worse.
Yeah, don't say nothing about her. Like, it's us.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care about August.
Because you're
I don't
talking
care
shit about her, you're
Tupac.
talking shit about me.
Yeah, I don't
because
care about
we're
none of these cats.
Yeah.
It's us.
It's us, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I definitely think that she doesn't protect him in quite the same way, which is a thing. I don't think oftentimes that we as black women do protect our men as much as we probably should or could. Maybe we don't know how. I'm not quite sure.
And taking accountability, black men, we do not protect our women.
Oh hell,
like
y'all
we
don't.
should.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's
it
not-
says,
no.
facts though.
No.
For real. But I think for me personally, right, it's like if I meet like a quiet, demure, shy woman, like, my instinct is. But if I don't need no man for nothing. I decide you can't give me permission for nothing. I give myself permission to go. It's like, okay, well, she's got it. She doesn't need no protection. And I get that. It's
Yeah,
It's not the right. But
right.
my
But that's
instinct
what you-
is like, well, I'm gonna go find me a woman who need a man because you got this. Yeah.
You've got it all covered. So what am I here
Yeah,
for?
especially if you tell me like I don't need no man for nothing. I'm independent.
Right.
I get that's posturing. That's defense
Oh
mechanism.
yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? But
Absolutely.
it's like, but I don't know. When you say it to me directly, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's survival mode in action.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely what that is, which a lot of us operate on. We really do operate in that survival mode because unfortunately we've been put in that place. And it's hard. We don't always know. I don't know how to drive a stick. So, sometimes it's hard to shift gears between that shit when I gotta, and it gets a little jerky. It gets a little,
4. We going on this like even if it jerk.
Yeah,
I'm
it
staying in this gear.
it gets a little difficult because you don't quite know how to do that all the time when you're used to doing, a particular thing. So Will did what he did, right, wrong, indifferent, however people feel about it. There are lots of folks talking also about, I saw mental illness. They're saying they saw mental illness in his eyes and his face and his. I mean, depression, anxiety, all those things are mental illnesses, technically
Yeah.
speaking. So,
I would say.
I mean, you saw something
I
because
would
he
say-
wasn't happy about it.
I would say it was emotional illness. If there is something, it wasn't. Will's not crazy.
No. But okay, neither are people with.
Well, I'm just saying. But I'm saying like he didn't. This wasn't
Yeah,
a.
it's-
This
yeah.
was an emotional response. It wasn't a mental illness response.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, all right, off of Will and on to Cory.
Mm-hmm.
Cory Booker. Man, that talking that he did, that man did, like, we opening up the doors of the church. Because at this,
Yes.
like, he just, and that, my best friend actually sent me the clip. And, so I watched it immediately when she sent it and just, was like, wow, just, I couldn't believe just the things that he would, of course I could believe it, but
Yeah.
it's like watching him defend her and encourage her
Celebrate her.
and celebrate. He was
Yeah.
doing all of those things in front of all of these people who, the majority of them ain't on that.
Did you see the questions that the white people was asking her? Just so what's your definition of a woman?
Like,
What-
what's that got to come on?
Super trick question.
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
need the trans voters, you need the regular
Exactly.
women.
So let's trip her up.
But it's like, but we see what you're doing. Like, we're not here for your tricks.
So for him to come and just pick her up and sort of just cradle her, was absolutely incredible. And like Ken said, this is protecting. This is what protecting a black woman looks like.
Yes.
And that is what it looks like. It looks like what Will did, and it looks like what Corey did.
Oh, definitely. Like Corey did it the political way, how he could in that
And
space.
Will did it the emotional way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was still, hey, you can't treat her like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think so much of the problem is that we as black women don't feel protected most of the time. I think we feel like we're sort of out there on our own. A lot of us are single parents, whether it's by divorce or he wasn't never there, whatever. And so we're left sort of holding the bag for everything. And then even if you do have a significant other, if all the pieces and parts aren't together, then you play a greater part in trying to gird him up and make sure he's okay. And so a lot of times it's who's making sure she's okay, who's making sure that she has what she needs to wake up and take another breath every morning and get out the bed and do what it is that she's got to do. We don't feel protected, I think, on a lot of fronts, and that's not just physically protected, like protection from somebody grabbing you and raping you or excuse me, or what have you, but emotionally protected. I think that we are super vulnerable, and so we develop this defense mechanism, which of course is going to be quite the opposite.
Put the callus on your heart.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes we even believe our own thing. Like it gets to a point where you, without trying, have probably convinced yourself that you don't need the man, that you don't need this, that you don't need that. And there's nothing wrong. I don't know why we put such a negative connotation on needing. Why is wanting and needing? Why is needing a problem? Why is that a bad word?
Yeah, needing is not needy. You know what I mean? It's different. It's like, no, I need, if you're going to be in my space, these are what I require of you.
But even needy, like that's coming from somewhere. So, that's coming from a lack, which then, sort of overstimulates, hyperstimulates the person's desire or need to have whatever. So, but we put such a negative connotation on things that are just normal human emotion or normal human feelings. And I think that's because if we do it like that, if we look at it sideways and crazy, then we can sort of shirk the responsibility.
Yeah.
I ain't got to be bothered with that. That was crazy.
That's how these crazy women is.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's dismissive.
Extremely dismissive.
It's dismissive, yeah.
Extremely dismissive. I watched, I'm not sure if you saw this. Everybody needs to see this clip of this podcast where the black woman is speaking to two Caucasian women about white tears and about, how they will instantly go to that. And nobody cares when black women cry.
Right, yeah.
Nobody. And she just kept saying nobody. And as I'm watching, I'm naming the nobodies. I'm like, black men don't even care when black women cry. And I was with, I can't remember who I was around, and they said, other black women don't care when black women cry. I said,
Right.
damn right. You're
Fix
right.
your face. Toughen up.
Yeah.
Get yourself
like,
together.
The woman said, we could be rolling around on the floor screaming and nobody cares when we're crying, because we've been presented to be less than.
And that bullshit science, like, black people are tougher, stronger. They don't feel
pain. Yeah.
the same way.
Yeah.
And especially black women, you know what I mean? Like, black women were the subject of a bunch of scientific experiments because white people thought, like, oh, they're tough,
Absolutely.
You can pick cotton all day. You can take this little knife.
Yeah. Right. No, really, though. Absolutely. And it's like, yeah, we are tough, but like, how tough do we have to be all the time?
Yeah.
And then that puts us very much in contrast with our black man, because I don't know what man wants a woman to be as manly as he is,
Right.
but I know most black men definitely don't want that. You know, they're definitely not trying to have somebody. Oh, we about to.
That's the product of not protecting black women, though, because it's like
Precisely.
the toughness they have to be. It's no duration. It's no like, all right, I just got to be tough to
For
this
this-
point.
yeah.
It's like, no. Nigga,
That's what I'm saying.
huh.
Right, like the shifting gear. We don't know how to come up
I'm
out of
fight or
that.
flight all day.
All the
What's
time.
up?
All the time. I saw I was watching it, me and TikTok. I saw a TikTok of this woman. She was, she was fighting. She was just fighting. And the person, like the voice off screen was like, it's a pillow. She was like, what? It's a pillow. It just rests.
Yeah.
She's like, no, because I can. Like, no, you don't have to fight.
That's a great metaphor.
It's just a pillow, just rest. And so I texted my friend. I'm like, dude, man, why is TikTok in my business like
Yeah.
this? Why?
Yeah.
But really, sometimes it is hard to put that thing down. And God forbid you put it down when you think that you can be emotionally vulnerable and all of that, and then you get shivved, and it's like, oh shit, I knew I shouldn't have done it.
My shame.
Right.
I thought
Right, you done got shanked, and you're like, oh no. And then you're like, no, hell no, I'm really gonna be like this all the time. Then you got
Right.
a whole problem because you're not going to very easily crack that shell again. Nobody's necessarily going to be able to get in there, and you're bitter and lonely, and you're damaging everybody that comes in contact with you because you're so bitter.
Yeah.
And you continue to be lonely because they ain't about to be bothered with that trash. But yes, that is the product of not protecting black women. All of this attitude and just name some of the things. When you think the negative things about black women, just say it, because I'm not a man. I
Oh,
don't date.
just the attitude, the tough, the disrespect to men, and that could be coming from a place of men who didn't do good before. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of things that come off as negative or aggressive to men, which probably has a real emotional basis.
Probably
for why
it
they feel
does. No
that.
question. No
Yeah.
question that it
Some
does.
women it's just mean sometimes.
But I'm still gonna say that's not born out of something. I don't care if it's way, way back where you might not ever figure out what it was, because people aren't born mean.
Right.
You're not. That's a series of things that has happened to you. You're not born that way. So even that has a beginning. Some people just choose to stay in that thing, and some people choose to try to grow out of it and evolve. But yeah, all of the negative things that are said about black women, a lot of them, many to most, I think, can come out of the fact of them not being protected,
Yeah.
just not on any level. And how do we, so we've seen how it's been done on national stages. We've seen a couple of different ways, totally opposite ends of the spectrum,
Definitely.
of protecting a black woman. So what does it look like every day for me and you? What does it look like, from day to day for a man with his girlfriend, or a man with his wife, a man with his mother, his sister, his cousin, his aunt? What does that look like?
Yeah.
What do you think that looks like?
I mean, I don't know. It's like we don't see it enough for it to be an example. You know what I mean?
But for you yourself, what does it mean? What does it mean for you to protect a black woman?
I mean, okay, so I don't think it's smacking the shit out of somebody who says something disrespectful. I mean, and it could be. It could be. I'm not saying that's the default reaction, but it's just tuned into the person that's there. And I know we're equality now, but the way I was raised, females are the softer species, and they need to be protected. So it's whatever, if it's her reputation, if it's her feelings, if it's her identity, her sensitivity to, I don't know, her hair, right? You know what I mean? It's just like, hey man, she ain't gonna think that's funny, man. Chill out. Whatever. Like, you don't have to be a fool, slap somebody across the face, but like, hey man, that's not funny to her. Chill out.
Right. Right.
For me.
Right.
Chill out, but it's just doing something, saying something. It was a situation a while back with Chris Rock, and it was him, Ricky Gervais, Jerry Seinfeld, and somebody else. But anyway, Louis C.K. started dropping nigga bombs in the middle of the conversation. Right now, they're all here on TV. And so Louis C.K. say nigga. He said it twice. He said it the third time.
What?
Chris Rock didn't bat an eyelash. But it was like, at the least, you're supposed to be like, hey, man, you feel real comfortable saying nigga or something, just acknowledge it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Or
exactly.
call it out.
Yeah.
Even if you can't, and I feel like the same thing goes to black women. Like, even if you can't fight, call it out.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
that's
bro,
not cool.
What you
right.
doing, man?
That's
Chill
not cool.
out.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And that's damaging when you feel like somebody has maybe been a partaker of something that is hurtful to you, or they don't stop something, they don't nip something in the bud when they very well could. That's a hurtful feeling, because you feel like, man, like you could have said something. You could have stopped them from doing this or saying this or whatever was going to make me feel or put me in this vulnerable point. You could have been that buffer. You could have been that thing in between.
And this is where I support Will. Like, he saw his wife didn't think it was funny. He wanted to do something. Like, maybe his reaction was a little much.
Yeah, he Hancocked it. He just, he told
Hancock.
Yeah. Right. Oh, that was a good. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's two for two. Man, listen, I'm gonna write half your jokes.
Yeah,
now.
that's what I'm saying. You Paul Mooney right now. All right.
Right.
But I'm saying, like, his reaction might have been over the top, but his intention was right spot on.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, man, she
Right,
don't like that.
she didn't like that.
She
I
don't
don't
like
appreciate
that.
it. And I'm about to let you know she doesn't like it.
Yeah.
You about to get it for everything, but I'm about to let you know
Yeah.
how much she doesn't like it.
And I think the intent was Will protecting his wife. I think the reaction was Will protecting his ego.
Yeah. Yes. And then also, it's kind of one of those things. I don't know if your mother ever said this to you, but like, if you show out in public, you're going to get it in public. Like, you're going to get what you get wherever you did it at.
Yeah.
So I'm not waiting but you embarrass me in front of all these people, you going to get dealt with in front of all these people.
Embarrassed in front of all
So that's kind of one of those things that we oftentimes do. We don't wait and pull somebody to the side. We're like, oh no, bitch, it's right here, right now.
Look, next year we're gonna be doing shows on protecting black men.
All decorum goes out the window. It's like, no,
right.
You gonna get it wherever you did it. So
yeah,
and
I agree with you on, it was like a build up, because I think Will Smith probably, I don't want to say he hasn't had to man up, but he's been rich and famous since he was 16. So it was probably people to handle these things. So he was like, no, this is me, my wife. I'm going to be the man I think I need to be in this situation. And I'm slapping the shit out of Chris Rock.
He slapped the shit out. Oh. Yeah, he did. Yeah. I guess he made his point, though.
Yeah.
He definitely made his point, but then he got up there talking about love, and I mean, I understand, because
You mean the guy that just slapped the nigga? He's talking about
and
love.
then when he apologized to everybody else but Chris.
Right.
Honey.
Hey, look, and I feel like Chris was just the,
I didn't know he enrolled in one of my classes, but clearly he did.
I feel like Chris was just the example, the patsy for Will's declaration.
I mean, yeah,
Like,
he shouldn't have said what he said, but
I don't.
and
I don't
even
agree.
he was kind of like, even the way he reacted after he said it was kind of like,
But I think he was reacting off of their faces.
I don't know.
Or her face,
I don't know.
not theirs.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
but I'm
because
saying-
Will was cracking up.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, Chris Rock makes jokes. Like, this was very light, considering, and everybody knows if you're in the front row in front of a comedian, you can get it.
Man.
You might not, but you can.
Man.
You part of the show.
I was so glad once. I always like to sit in the front of anywhere because I need to be able to see. That's why I like.
That's a vision thing.
Yeah, I need to be able to see what's happening. I don't want to have to look over people. And at a oh my gosh, I just forgot his name. Short, dark skin, always wears white.
It's a comedian? Or?
Yeah. Comedian and an actor.
Oh,
He was an undercover brother. Dang,
Eddie Griffin.
Eddie Griffin comedy show. Sitting in the front row. And thank goodness I wasn't the subject, but the person I was with.
Got it.
Man, listen.
Right.
Like, whoo. Glad I escaped that one.
Yes.
But yeah, you know, anytime you're in the front row, you are subject. You are subject to.
And this is just like unwritten rules of entertainment. Like, okay, it's a comedian. He probably gonna talk about
But
who he can see.
do you think though that brings about a conversation about the things that we joke about or play with, or
I mean, yeah.
especially when it comes to like matters of health?
Right. So me being a comedian, right? I feel like it's in the spirit of fearlessness. You're gonna go up here and you're gonna talk your stuff, and you don't want to hurt anybody, but you want to, like, for me, I want to make fun of you, but I want you to laugh also. Like that's my brand or whatever. And I think as a comic, Chris Rock was making a bald-headed joke, right? I don't think it was about the alopecia. You know what I mean? And if I wanted to overthink it, right? It could have been the whole G.I. Jane. Like, oh, Demi Moore, a bald-headed woman who had a Hollywood husband she cheated on with a younger dude. Maybe, if you want to read it that way, it could be more disrespectful, right? But I feel like Chris was just, it felt like a throwaway joke. This wasn't even part of
It was a stupid joke. It wasn't even funny.
This was just G.I. Jane too.
It wasn't even funny.
You know?
But like we all know that she has shaved her head because she has alopecia. Like we all know that.
Yeah.
So even if it, like, there's no way that the correlation couldn't be, because we know it's not like she was just trying to make a fashion statement or she got mad and was like, nah, I'm about to. We know the reason why. So I don't give a damn what else you attach to it.
I don't know if Chris knew, because Jada's been bald since the 90s.
Not like that. No, she has not. Not like that.
Okay.
No, not like that.
Maybe not. Okay.
No, absolutely not.
I'm with you, but I don't think Chris Rock's intent was to, make fun of the old autoimmune disease.
But do we have time when somebody's talking shit about you? Do you have time to decipher what their intent is? You don't have that kind of time. Your emotions are not like, well, wait a minute, don't get upset, because I don't think he meant it that way.
Right.
Got that kind of time, and you don't know who you're damaging.
I mean, I get you. Yeah.
Like, excuse me. We're as people, human beings, not just our society. We're careless with our words. We're careless with one another's feelings, and emotions, and guilty. We think, oftentimes more about what it is that we're going through than somebody else. We want the laugh, or we're feeling some kind of way, or it's kind of always about this one here and not what is it doing when it goes out.
Yeah.
And almost every even last week, almost every show we end talking about considering, like, consider the other person, consider the ramifications, consider that. Which, you got to practice that, because we're so.
But I'm saying, like, Chris Rock is a legend. Like, he knows the nuances of comedy, and I think what he did, the joke he threw out, I don't think it was mean enough. I'm saying he could have made an entanglement joke. He could have made
that plays better though with more of a black audience than it does white.
True.
G.I. Jane.
Yeah, that was just, and it was a movie from 20 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. The movie's not even relevant anymore.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's
but
like,
it brought back the, Demi Moore and the hair.
It's like, I ain't even trying to be funny. I just want to address y'all real quick. Just bow, get Will and Jada real quick and move on. But.
Which was petty.
Yeah.
Because just what you, in the spirit of how you said it, that's just petty. That's messed up.
Yeah, me too.
Hello, caller. Welcome to Tea Time with Tacoma Maria. Who's on the line?
Hey, yo, this your boy Richie Carlisle checking in. What's up, y'all?
Hey, what's going on?
Richie, what's up, baby?
How you doing?
Oh, everything good. I had to, check in with y'all real quick, man. I see y'all still talking about that Will debacle.
Yeah, right.
Yes, we are. What are your thoughts? You got some thoughts?
I don't have no problem with what Will did, at all. And here's the thing, I don't think that no matter what Will did, he could win for real, So I think that his wife just put up, the large amounts of disrespect that she didn't display toward him in the last year and change. She just put him in a position to where no matter what he did, it wouldn't have been the right decision. So, it's just unfortunate. But I stand with Will, because it's like, you don't. And he had asked him, prior to the event, leave his wife alone. Don't do no jokes, whatever. But he just, he pushed the envelope.
Oh.
You know, but either way, you know, I'm actually over the whole thing because, I mean, you know how we do it on social media. We're going to drag for about another day or two. I'm just waiting for y'all to talk, for people to talk about something else, but I spoke my piece on it. The post was popping, so it was all to the good, man. Anyway,
I appreciate you. We appreciate you for calling in.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm going to go ahead.
Our thing is not so much will. That was just an example. It is protecting black women. Yeah. That's the thing. But because he did what he did, obviously you can't, you know, not talk about it. Nobody is spending any time talking about how Corey protected. Nobody's spending time talking about that. That deserves some conversation.
Facts.
I mean, it absolutely does.
Yeah, but, you know, it's like he do it, but it's like, nah, that ain't what we talking about. So I think that it's just certain people that people just expect to always be weak and always be, you know, the victim. And then when they stand up to themselves, nah, that ain't what we talk about. How come you didn't stand up the 50 other times?
That's all brand for you.
It's always discredited, you know, no matter what you do. That's why I say it's never enough, you know, that's what everybody think live your life, you know, for real. Because you ain't, you know, for some people, you're never going to be what they want you to be, so screw on.
Right. Good point. Absolute good point. Thank you for calling in.
I know you got a couple shows coming up in the next few days, man. Shout out what you got going on.
Man, so we're doing a charity event for the Northeast Ohio Black Health Coalition April the 9th at Black on Black Crime Headquarters on Kipling.
Blackity Black.
So, you know, we're trying to raise money for the community. They do a lot of good work. They feed a lot of people, especially during the pandemic. Okay. So we're shooting down to Cincy April 24th. Then we go on to Detroit April 30th. Also going to be at Exotic Cuisines the 13th, rocking with the homie Trap Boy Mannequin.
Okay.
Shout out Trap Boy Mannequin. So, you know, that's what. Saturday I'm gonna rock out with my homie HJS. We're gonna do something at CSU to honor the late great Mama Porter, Al Porter Jr.'s mom. So we're gonna, you know, do a couple things down there and, you know, pop bottles on her behalf. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Right.
So
very good. Very good.
You know, that's pretty much the month for real.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of good stuff. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's a month, man.
Thank you again for calling in. I appreciate your support always.
Oh, no doubt, man. I love y'all show, by the way, man. Y'all got excellent chemistry for sure.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate that. I can't stand this. No, just
all right, big cuz.
All right. Talk to you.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
All right, look.
We gone? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all right. Appreciate
that's cousin Reggie
the
right there, man.
Right.
He be holding. I see him everywhere, man. Music, comedy,
all over the place.
Blackity black speeches. He's everywhere.
A man of many talents.
Yes.
Diverse talents and interests. Yeah. So Ty, I'm gonna need you to protect these sisters out here, Tyrone.
Man, I'm trying, man. Look. Look, my daughter, my mama, my sister. These other hoes, I don't know.
Stop.
No.
Stop.
I quit.
No, you don't. You're going to start up in about another 2 minutes. I think, though, playing the other side of things, we don't always make it easy for you. You brought up some examples. We don't always make it easy for you to feel like you can or even want to protect us, right?
I got a story.
You got to come on with it.
When I was going to school in Pittsburgh, right? I had a girlfriend here in Cleveland. I take her to Pittsburgh with me. We go to a game. I got my Cleveland stuff on. She got her Cleveland stuff on. Cool. Great game. I think this was the last time the Browns beat the Steelers. Whatever, right?
Okay.
Leaving out the stadium, some Steelers fans, these 4 dudes. And she's like, oh, whatever. Good game. You guys tried. Whoop-de-whoop, whatever. They walk a little further. By the way, fuck Pittsburgh, right? So the 4 guys turn around.
Yeah.
So it's me and her. And it's like... So it's like I got to protect us. You know, I don't know how much support she about to give me in this situation.
Right.
But I'm trying to talk it down with the dudes. But it's like this was a situation that I felt I shouldn't have had to protect you in. You caused a situation that, you know, and really you was talking shit based off my physicality. You wasn't talking. If you was by yourself, I don't think you would have been telling these 4 men, fuck your hometown, you know what I mean? But whatever, in the moment I had to do what I had to do. I was able to talk the situation down before it got whatever.
Right.
But it was like, let me protect you honestly.
So what you're saying is you don't want her getting out of pocket. What you're saying is that she needs to stay in a certain framework of what is right and acceptable, and then you won't feel badly about protecting her. You won't feel any kind of way about protecting her because she's staying in her lane.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying to me?
Kind of, but
Yeah, no.
listen, kind of, but it's like, don't,
nobody on that.
don't. If something's happening to you, I will protect you, but don't start trouble like my boyfriend got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a little, I don't know, presumptuous. You know what I'm saying? Like you dating Blade Brown, who got the guns and the muscles.
But I'm still gonna need you to have it though. Like even if I'm reckless at the mouth in a moment, I'm gonna need you to still have it.
I had it, but I'm saying I like my instinct would have been like, no, you go talk to them. You started this shit. I'll be over here. Let me know how it goes. But it's like, I can't.
No, you cannot. That shouldn't even been a thought.
Why would you put me in this situation? Like, oh my gosh.
But Steelers fans, man, listen. Tristan had a regatta in Pittsburgh once, and it was a Sunday. So of course I went. Diehard Browns fan. Of course I went in my Browns gear. Damn shaker, I went in my Cleveland Browns gear. Oh my gosh. So it was, I don't know that there was anybody else there in Browns gear besides me. But after the regatta was over, my girlfriend Tarian came up with me, and so we wanted to grab something to eat. So we're standing outside. This restaurant is supposed to be really, really good, like super good. So the line was crazy long. So I'm like the only person out there, in brown stuff. And people are talking a little bit of trash and whatever. And I'm, deflecting it. We're laughing, joking, whatever. A group of guys, same sort of thing, except I ended up taking a picture with them. So it was, I talked a little bit of trash, but I wasn't disrespectful.
Yeah.
Just because there was no need to be. Like, they know they suck, so there's no need to be disrespectful beyond that. I probably even said that.
Yeah.
But, I wasn't throwing expletives. I had a smile on my face the whole time. We were, bantering back and forth in a friendly manner, except when we were done and about to cross the street, this person was driving like a monster truck, like for real, monster truck. I've never seen tires that big on the street. And so I was about to cross the street, and they were going, but, of course I stopped. So he yells out the window something about he should have run me over. I was like, oh, hell no. We got to get up out of here. I'm black and we going to have to go. We going to have to go. Serious. They're dead serious. But like it was just, I couldn't. That just felt so good to wear my Cleveland Brown stuff in Pittsburgh.
Right.
Me
too.
Here.
Proud.
Yeah, absolutely proud. But yeah, I'm not going to try to.
The whole city.
Yeah.
Your mayor, your councilman, everybody.
Yeah, no. But even if she was being reckless, like, I don't think that the thought should be, she being reckless. I don't want it. No, like, if she needs protecting, she needs protecting.
Yeah, but my point was like so say even if it's a dude that can't fight, if you have a woman that starts shit, are you supposed to jump and take every ass whooping that she starts, or do you
No, you're supposed to pull her to the side and have a conversation, not necessarily in that moment.
Oh no, we had the conversation afterwards, like but like in the
moment. But we
it was
remember protecting is not just the physical part of things, right? So baby, I'm gonna sit and have a talk with you because clearly you do not know how to govern your mouth and the things that come out of it. And this is what can happen to you. So let me protect you from any future damage you might do, not just physical harm.
That
but
was the talk. Like, look, I'm 6'3", 200 pounds. You not? Don't talk like you know what I'm saying. You speaking from my physicality. You know what I mean? Like I'm whatever. But I'm saying like I don't want to get off topic. But I'm saying that
too late.
Right. I'm. If you with me, I got you. You know what I'm saying? That's just default. I'll take the L because we're together.
Right.
But it's like don't create unnecessary stuff for me.
And
I
understand. And a lot of times we do create unnecessary situations. We create unnecessary tensions. We create unnecessary stresses and anxieties, and like all sorts of things. You gonna go outside wearing what? Like you not gonna put a long sweater on with that?
Yeah. And look, I think a lot of dudes it's like, look, I'm gonna end up fighting. Please put something else on because this is gonna end up with me having to go.
Or I'm gonna be majorly uncomfortable if I'm not with you, just thinking, who might be saying whatever. So sometimes and then there's just so many conversations that can be had, but I think that women also need to bear some responsibility in that. And we know that Lorenzo talks a lot about, you know, how women, we sort of have to love you guys in a certain way, and we have to, you know, we have to help to smooth, not raise you at all, but just help to heal you. That's the word.
Yeah. Vice versa. I agree.
Thank you. I was just about to say it should be a mutual thing, of course.
Yeah, if you black, you healing from something.
Yeah, you gotta be. There's no way that you can't be. And not saying that, you know, Caucasians or any other race of folk don't need healing, but we know the trauma.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, you don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
Like, we know what it
like
is.
Any woman I meet, I know the problems already. Like, it's the same across the black diaspora.
Unfortunately, it is. Yeah. But with that in mind, bearing that in mind, then why is not protecting at the forefront? Now, there are some men who understand their job, their role, protect and provide. That is what I do. You know, that is who I am to the females in my life. That's what I do. I'm a man. That's what I do. And I heard somebody say that to me, and I had never really heard men, you know, say it quite like that. A few days later, I was watching a show, and they were saying it it was a reality show, and they were saying it on the show. I was like, oh, okay, I don't usually hear men, you know, say that's my role. That's my job.
And it's like default.
Protect and provide.
Yeah, I didn't train for this. Like if a lady pops up talking about this is your son, and I find out this is, I got him. Like this is my default. Like I'm gonna take care of my kid, even if it's like, who are you again, lady? I don't remember that night, but yeah, it's mine. I'm gonna take care of it. Same thing. If you're my woman, like you're under my protection, you're under my provision. I got you. You know. But at the same, okay. Shout out Mr. Billingsley, this Jamaican dude I met, right? Okay. And he was saying, so my wife go down to the bank and she tried to take some money out, but she can't take it out. They have to call me. I said, you're my woman. You're under my protection. You're under my provision. You're under my authority. So, hey, but I felt him so tough. I'm like, you know what? You're right.
I mean, yeah. Like, and I'm sure there are countless women who are like, what? Yeah. Okay.
But see, I like that versus it's probably misogynistic on his end, but I like him versus the guy that doesn't take any responsibility. Like, well, you said it. Good luck. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, no, nigga, that's not the right answer either.
Right. Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And I mean, maybe he was saying it to you kind of in a, you know.
It seemed like he would have said it to her the same way. I don't know. Old school Jamaican cat.
Well, yeah. So yeah,
He wasn't pretending.
But the teaching and the thought process behind it is that, you know, you're not like my cattle, but I am responsible for you. I'm responsible to make sure things go right, to make sure things are okay, to make sure that you have everything you need for the duration. So if that means I got to put a lock on this thing, I got to put the safety on, then that's what I'm gonna do, because you know, you might be reckless and I gotta whatever. But protection ought to be first and foremost. And I think that protecting doesn't just extend to your woman, but women in general. Like just treating black women, because we're talking about black women, all women respectfully, but black women respectfully, that's important. That is important. No, that's important.
I hear you.
It doesn't have to be your woman because it's somebody's woman.
But I respectfully disagree. I don't think all, and that's going to sound bad, but I mean.
You don't think that human beings, that women need, and I'm not talking about physical protection. I'm talking about even protection from the slightest thing, that could make a woman uncomfortable.
Okay, so we're talking about intelligent, fair-minded women, right? Say I fall in love with crackhead Felicia. Now, is it my job to protect all her bad decisions? Like, this is crackhead Felicia.
Now, when I talk about protection, what I'm saying is, so I'm not looking so much in terms of every little thing, because again, and for me, you go to what the root is, not just what the symptom is.
Right.
So you're acting like this. We need to figure out what that's about. And we need to work through what that's about, because if we don't, the symptoms are going to keep popping up for time. You know, they're always going to be there. So you don't just, You don't just deal with, oh, it's a cough, let me give you some Robitussin. No, like, let's go get an x-ray and let's figure out, oh, you got tuberculosis. Okay, so this is what we got to do. Like, get to the root of a thing, because even that is protection. When you sit down and you crack open the mind of, and you enhance things, and you cause people to think, and you cause people to go deeper, that's ultimately going to protect them in a lot of senses, and in a lot of different ways. And I think that, it's the responsibility one to another just to make sure that we are not doing harm to folk. And that doesn't mean just physical harm.
Yeah.
I don't know. And so I do believe that it's every man's responsibility to not go out of his way to make sure that he's not protecting somebody.
Oh, yeah. Don't go out.
Like, if you see or hear something, if you're one of your daughter's friends, you just you hear her talking trash and reckless, you just go, oh, well, it's not my kid, it's not my business.
Even my daughter's friend, like, if somebody is trying to, like, no, leave that little girl alone, whatever. But even if I meet you in the streets, it's our first date. Mm-hmm. While we're out going to dinner and the movies, whatever, I got you. I will take on whatever threats come your way in this moment. You know what I mean? But I don't know if that's necessarily like the default for most men. Not even just black men in general. Yeah, women's so independent now. It's like, well, we equal, so you can
and
fight.
that's why we do bear, we do bear responsibility, like, because we can make it hard.
Why don't you go see what it is? Why don't you go see what that bang in the night is?
We can make it difficult.
With the covers pulled up to my
right.
Hope she okay.
Because sometimes we can act a little unlovable, and
facts.
Too hard and too calloused and nobody's trying to work with that or break through that.
On your side, though, it's no excuse. You knew this woman was callous and unlovable, but you chose her,
right?
So you need to keep her safe,
right? You absolutely do, at whatever cost.
Yeah. Almost like jumping in front of taking a bullet for the president. It's like niggas like, I'm not want to take no bullet for Trump, but this is the job.
Right.
Shit, this motherfucker get on my nerves, but this the job.
Yeah, it's a job. I signed on for this.
This is what I signed up for.
I signed on for it, so this is what I got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, I can't stand her, but I'm a.
But
You ain't never been shit, bitch.
You are so goofy. I cannot stand being around a comedian like that. Oh my gosh. No, but
I do my job. I just die.
So obviously, this whole protecting black women thing goes well beyond Will Smith. It goes well beyond his reaction. That's like Sideshow Bob.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there, quite frankly. The bigger discussion is the fact that, are we protected? Black women, do we feel protected? Black men, do you think you're protecting us? And just sit back, reflect, think about it. Think about the women in your life. Ladies, think about the men in yours. And have some conversation, have some dialogue. Ladies, make it easier, for him to want to protect you. Guys, understand that just because she says she got it, that doesn't mean you shouldn't pick it up for her.
Yeah, that is bullshit.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah. So, consider. Just consider and have some dialogue and some conversation. Damn, Will Smith hitting Chris Rock. What are we doing to protect our black women and girls? Physically, emotionally, spiritually, what are we doing to protect them?
Yeah.
Because we're not doing a good job.
Yeah.
And it's evidenced by the way that, by the things that we see, the attitudes we see and things. So yeah, absolutely. So good talk. That was some good talking. Richie, thanks for calling in. We appreciate you. Thank you for anybody who was listening and watching. We appreciate you. Those who will watch later, we appreciate you too. So this has been another episode of Tea Time with Tacoma Maria. I, of course, am Tacoma Maria.
Yeah, and I'm Tyrone, and keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth.
And when you change how you view things, then you absolutely do change how you do things. Thank you guys so much for joining. See you next week. Peace.